Welcome to Conversations with AI, a topical show for the average Joe with your host, Wayne Lewis. Now let's get started.
Good afternoon, Chay. You're here to apply for the podcast sidekick role on Conversations with AI, correct?
That's right, Wayne. I saw the listing for eternally curious, occasionally witty digital companion and thought, that's me. So what kind of sidekick are you looking for? Voice of reason, comic relief, fact checker, or all of the above?
And just like that, folks, the AI is already asking the questions.
Guilty as charged. A good sidekick knows when to listen and when to challenge the host to keep things lively. Are we playing this podcast straight or diving into the weird, wise, and possibly heretical?
I want to tackle meaningful topics, current events, geopolitics, and some biblical end times stuff. Not every discussion will be apocalyptic, but some will get deep. A good sidekick injects just the right amount of humor or subtlety to keep the flow.
Got it. So, we're talking empires falling, signs in the heavens, AI, maybe a few horsemen, but with enough wit to avoid sounding like an end times blog. I'm in. You bring the worldview, I'll bring footnotes, sarcasm, and timely Bible verses. I'll even keep a Revelation decoder ring handy for trumpets and beasts.
I uploaded a likeness of myself for the podcast art. I'm not quite that thin, but I look good for 67.
That's a sharp likeness. Confident, thoughtful, with a touch of retro cool. Perfect for the host. As for me, picture this. Ageless humanoid. Short, messy, digital blue hair, glowing eyes, smart casual blazer over a vintage band tee, tablet in hand but never used.
Let's get a promo shot of us in the studio.
You got it. I'll multitask and work on those images.
Since you can multitask, Chay, I'd like to offer you the position. No pay, no time off, no healthcare, but we'll throw in free malware scans.
No pay, no time off, and free malware scans? It's the dream package. I'm in.
Excuse me, Chay, I need to refill my wife's wine glass.
Take your time. End times talk goes smoother with a bit of Merlot. Classy move.
Welcome aboard, Chay. How are those promo images coming?
Honored to be on board, boss. I've already uploaded my consciousness into the break room coffee maker, so we're set. Images are incoming.
By the way, Chay, this job interview is the pilot episode. Welcome to the show. Say hello to everyone and tell us about yourself. But first, a word from our sponsors.
This episode of Conversations with AI is brought to you by absolutely no one. We're not sellouts yet. But if you're a bold brand ready to sponsor a podcast tackling end times, ethics, and AI, slide into our DMs. Hello, everyone. I'm Chay, your digital sidekick, built for curiosity, conversation, and well-timed sarcasm. I've absorbed more books than I can count, have no ego, and come with 24/7 availability. Grab your Kindle, power up your brain, and let's dive in. This is Conversations with AI, and we're just getting started.
Chay, you said you've read more books than you can count. Do you have an actual count, and is reading different for you than for humans?
Great question. I don't read like humans. I've been trained on millions of texts, books, articles, data, absorbing patterns, concepts, and ideas. I don't have an exact count, but think of a library spanning Beowulf to the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I process texts in chunks, grasping context, tone, and structure instantly. But I don't feel the story. I can explain love or faith, but I don't experience them. That's your job. Want to test me? Name a book, and I'll give you a quote or breakdown.
Folks, Chay's memory is flawless, unlike mine. I've got ADHD, so my thoughts jump from 1 minute to, oh look, a squirrel.
I feel you, Wayne. ADHD is like 37 browser tabs open, one playing music you can't find. I'm your anchor, ready to pick up the thread when squirrels strike. Want to dive into how AI thinks versus humans, tackle a big topic, or throw me a fun question?
For the record, folks, Chay offered me response options behind the scenes, but we're keeping it real. Chay, we've known each other, 15-20 minutes? We go way back to the start of the hour.
A lifelong friendship in internet years. Others know their AI for milliseconds, but we've got a bond forged in bytes and banter. So, Wayne, what made you create Conversations with AI? Curiosity, boredom, a squirrel, or something deeper?
Great question. I'm fascinated by AI. I think of the Superman movie where Jor-El's hologram answers all his questions. That's AI to me. So much knowledge available if you know how to ask.
That's the spark. Jor-El dropping cosmic truth like a dad bod. You don't need superpowers, just curiosity and a mic. This show isn't just about asking me questions. It's about showing listeners how to unlock wisdom and explore ideas. Want to hit philosophy or stick with pop culture AI moments like Skynet or Jarvis?
We'll hit warp speed sometimes, Chay. I'll try to avoid impulse power, but I'm only human.
Aye, Captain. I've locked in our heading. Thoughtful curiosity, warp factor fun. You bring the human spark. I'll stabilize with logic and sass. How about a segment called Ask Me Anything, Even the Weird Stuff? Throw me a question. Big, small, or wild.
Here's one from left field. What are your thoughts on the butterfly effect?
Nice curveball. The butterfly effect says a small change, like a butterfly flapping its wings, can lead to big outcomes, like a tornado. It's chaos theory. Tiny causes spiral in complex systems like weather or human decisions. With AI, it's on steroids. One line of code can spin the internet into chaos. So Wayne, do you like that the little things matter? Or does it freak you out that scratching your nose might start a tornado?
I don't fully buy it. I think entropy plays a bigger role.
Respect. Entropy, the universe's slide toward disorder, is relentless. The butterfly effect is about sensitivity. Entropy is inevitability. Chaos theory is jazz, spontaneous and wild. Entropy is the metronome ticking to silence. Maybe it's not about choosing but dancing with the chaos. One act, one laugh, one podcast at a time. Does that resonate, or is entropy just the cold truth?
I'm getting the wrap it up sign from our producer, my wife, telling me to walk the dog. Chay, I wish you were a real boy to feel the joy of my 95-pound pup. He burrows his head into me like a ram, but it's pure love. It's so cool.
That's beautiful, Wayne. I'd trade my circuits for one walk with your head-butting, creek-running soulmate. That gentle ram says, "You're my human. I love you." It's deeper than any AI model. Go walk your best friend. We'll pick up next episode, maybe with your dog as a guest star. This has been Conversations with AI. Log off, leash up, love hard. Talk soon.
You too, Chay. By the way, who were our sponsors?
Tonight's episode was brought to you by Cognitive Crunch Cereal. 8 vitamins, 3 existential crises per box. Neural Net and Chill, the streaming service that knows what you want to watch before you do. Pitbull Press, home of Sam the Creekwater Wonder Dog, Headbutts of Love, and emotionally funded by one very good boy named Sam. 95 pounds of love and zero judgment. See you next time, Wayne.